welcome back to Chasing the Target. A big day is back. Premier League is back. Finally, some sporting action apart from Olympics se thode din pehle. But now it's time that we get back to that 9 months of Dimag Kharab and not just watching also, but if you're playing Fantasy Premier League also, उसमें अलग दिमाग खराब चल रहा अभी चल रहा है. As we speak, I think everybody's checking their phones and trying to make changes. जहाँ पे हालैंड अटक गया तो साला को कहाँ से लाना, साला अटक गया तो इसको कहाँ से लाना. Mustafa is back. The madness. United again. I don't know what they're going to do this year. Already injury FC बन गई वो कितनी की इंजरियां शुरू हो गए सीजन से पहले ही. Man City right now looking again with their 6 signings of Fabinho and all of these guys. Like there's so many incredible signings. बच्चा Oscar Bob की injury हो गई, but apart from that, yeah, like right now, if you keep everything in perspective, how are you looking for the season?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think ये time पे there was a survey my friend told me about 10 years ago. He said that ये जो दिन रहता, the day of the Premier League, the first day of the season, 70% of the men in UK, their mood gets lifted. Like there was a survey done like 10 years ago, I think in 2013. Like, if they have their issues, whatever they have, they just divert all that to football. Every weekend we have games. We'll have midweek games as well. Abu Bakr has joined us as well. Abu Bakr, the cricket season thoda sa slow chal raha abhi, so we said we'll talk about football. Don't have as much knowledge, but whatever we have, we will talk about it. We'll discuss it. In terms of the season, I'm very excited as always because I've accepted that Manchester United are not the team that I used to support in the. They're not always winning, and that doesn't. But I also realize I cannot become a glory hunter and change to Manchester City because City are doing what United used to do, maybe on a bigger level. But yeah, it's fine. Like I've accepted that. Overall, I'm enjoying football more. Fantasy Premier League का एक चीज है कि it allows me to understand the games more, understand players more. You just more aware of the situation. You're more aware of the game. मैं जब fantasy शुरू किया था, I think 2007. I didn't know that many players. I just knew like the top 3-4 clubs, and then after that, I started knowing Hull City players. You know all these other जो clubs थे, especially
Wigan, baby.
There was a team in Orange, man. What was that team?
समझ गया. Holloway को है Holloway.
Yeah, so like there were teams like that. Like I started.
और था ना क्या Charlie क्या था उसका नाम लिवरपूल को भी खेला था उन्हें.
Charlie Adams.
Yeah, Charlie Adams.
Is it? Yeah, I think so like it allows you to understand players more. But yeah, from this season again, I think Man City, Arsenal will be the race between those two. Look, those teams hai. I think it'll be between them. Top 4 will be top 4 to 8. Like so basically from 3rd to 8th. I think it'll interchange. We don't know what Chelsea is going to bring. We don't know exactly what Liverpool is going to bring, what United is going to bring either. Karthik is asking, what's up, legends? How are you guys doing? We're doing well. How are you? Hope everything is good with you and you're excited for the football season. We'll discuss cricket as well. Whenever you can ask any question you want and we'll answer it. And I think in terms of that, there's a couple of teams like, Crystal Palace. I don't know the Eze situation if he's going to go or not, but if they have like the team of last year, with Mateta, who's just suddenly become like Thierry Henry. Agar they have a team which is fully. Olise is not there. I think he's a big miss. Like he went to Bayern, he's a solid player. So maybe they might have an up and down season, but like a West Ham might do well this time around. Aston Villa again, they'll be challenged with Champions League Europe. So yeah, it should be a fun season. Tottenham, they've got a striker. They've improved
with the Crystal Palace situation again. Yeah, Mark Cahill might go 60 million की bid आई है Newcastle से, right? So that's also there. And then I mean, ऐसे के ऊपर काफी लोग they feel, but again he's injury prone. They're forgetting that fact कि भाई उन्हें बहुत ज़्यादा injured होता throughout the season, and you see him missing game. Yes, he's a penalty taker, but उतना मेरे को I mean he's not. I mean 7 million का है. I mean अभी तो FPL में चले आ रहे अपन, लेकिन yeah, I'm not because मैं अभी team बना रहा हूँ तो मैं थोड़ा बहुत insight ले ले रहा हूँ, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to have this year. But in terms of top 4, do you have any thought, or do you just want to wait till the season starts and how things move along? Because right now Liverpool को तो कहीं नहीं रख सकते. Arne Slot को तो पूरे घूर दे रहे खाना खाते हुए, like थोड़े videos leak हुए and inside the dressing room, and everybody's giving him the side eye when they're taking food. And I don't know if they like him, they don't like him, but yeah, he's got something different. They haven't bought anyone yet, Liverpool, and that is something that's shocking. I mean, Klopp के बाद you would expect कुछ तो भी surprise entry आएंगी, but कुछ भी नहीं आया अभी तक. There was rumor of Zubimendi, but Zubimendi भी बोला अगर पकड़ो सब्जी मंडी चले आते लेकिन Liverpool नहीं आते. So yeah, it doesn't look no business, and right now we're not even sure कि Salah खेल रहा कैसा. Like pre-season में तो उतना great नहीं दिखा.
I'll be very honest with you, right? My perspective alag isliye hai. Liverpool fans are getting frustrated, they're getting pissed. Like every Liverpool fan that I'm speaking to is so angry because Zubir Mendy ko sign nahi kare. And this has been a problem in the last 3 years. It's not just under Slot. If you saw last year, they were supposed to sign Lavia and Casado.
Yeah, like वो बैठ Chelsea मार लिया ना, like
Yeah, and then the season before, you remember who they were going to sign? Tchouaméni. He went to Madrid. So they were supposed to sign 3-4 defensive midfielders. So I understand the frustration, but look at us, bro. Like we signed like
yeah, we're the greatest club in the world.
Every season they sign players, kuch bhi nahi hota. So like I think Liverpool still have a very good team. Yes, there is issues. Like if they wanna compete for the title, they need a couple of players. They need to add stuff, and of course they're rightly frustrated. But there's nothing you can do. I think the second, they should still at least go for plan B, plan C. वो मेरे को नहीं दिख रहा. So I don't know how much that's the manager or the current regime, the board of directors, who are not being able to find a plan B. Because if you don't find Zubimendi, it's fine. You can go for another player, right? Like them, even Arsenal, bro, I would be frustrated. Like Califury is an amazing signing, but what about the striker? अगर आप बोलते भाई City के खिलाफ खेल रहे, City are the best team, City are the best team. It's so hard to win a Premier League. You are 2 points away, right? You're 2 points away. So like, how do you take it to the next step? Buy a striker, man. Get like a Van Persie. Like, I mean, current, who is there? Osherman. Get him. Get Tony. Get a striker who can come and compete with Man City, and then you can you have to take your game to the next level. And you can't tell me the Arsenal don't spend money, man. Everyone says United and Chelsea spend money. Arsenal spend money as well. So
and the thing with Arsenal, if you look at their business, I mean, they've spent money. I mean, maybe not on the level of like a United or a City, but when they spend money, it's value for money. Like value for money. I mean, last year, very close. Last year, Rice and the other.
How much was that?
80 million, right? Like that was
100 million.
100 million. 180
100 million. मजाक है वो भाई. 100.
हाँ, but कितने साल के बाद उतना बड़ा investment कर रहा है? Like उतने
no, like how much was Jesus? Like 70 million. Yo, they're spending.
No, Jesus was not expensive.
How much was he? 60-70 million for sure, bro.
Maybe
yo,
60,
these guys.
But like look at the considering the gap, man. It's a gap. Like United, so bhai, like United and Liverpool, like that. Gaps in the spending, बोल रहा हूँ मैं, right?
मगर point क्या है? They have money to spend. They've splashed money on players, okay?
Yeah,
so 100%. Splash money on players. They need to splash money on a striker, and that's how you're going to compete with Man City. So
that's what the case is. Now, how does Arteta want to go about it? Does he want to play Havertz up there, and then I think Jesus को एक और मौका देना चाहिए? Jesus जैसा आप बोले ROI, अगर इन business minded वाले Arsenal वाले हैं, like they probably look at for a return on investment. If they paid like 75-60 million as we're saying, so they would also want return on investment, right? So I don't think like they're one of those जब तक पेट नहीं भरा. I know it's the wrong way to go. The Premier League is always chopping and changing, and you've got to look for the best option. I mean, थोड़े साल पहले बेंजीमा से भी लिंक थे, वो भी वैगन के बात होंगे, बेंजीमा लैंड करके उड़ गया था apparently, तो वो भी rumors हो जाते थे. So I mean, with Arsenal, it's like they've got a good squad, and I think Gabriel Jesus, given the class of the squad, in terms of Odegaard, in terms of Saka, in terms of they've got a Jesus should be able to score. Like you saw him in City, also he struggled with the likes of that, but I think he's like the quality that supposedly he possesses, he should give them more output, man. Like that's the problem with this guy. Like I think he's a decent player. He's not a bad player, but like I to an extent also agree with Arteta कि भाई खरीदने की क्या जरूरत है? अच्छा ही बंदा है like Jesus. Havertz भी ठीक ही खेला, like the way he turned him around into like he got a couple of goals. He did better than what he did at Chelsea. So maybe Arteta is seeing something that we're obviously not seeing because when day in and day out अब रह रहा. So maybe उन्हें और एक 6 महीने maybe December तक उसको मौका दे रहा है. December में शायद उठाने की टिकट.
Yeah, I just feel they need a striker, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, I agree with you because of the way they those are se bottle kar rahe league because of that one position. I completely
like no doubt. Don't get me wrong. He's done everything amazing. Like what Zabardast kara hai, the way he's improved Arsenal. I think the football they're playing, quality of football has been outstanding, and the winning games. He's made them also very solid at the back. Joe missing tha pehle Arsenal ke liye with Saliba and Gabriel. I mean, I watched Arsenal live. I felt that they were extremely solid. It actually reminded me of the Ferdinand Vidic days. I know we don't like comparisons, but it was very solid, watertight at the back. So he has improved the team, no doubt. I'm just looking at how do you going to topple City. That's all I'm looking at. And I think one move over there, and I always refer back to like how teams have been successful at times when they need to win the league. There are one or two changes that you can do. And like Victor Osimhen, 70 million, bro, you can easily, if you're playing 100 million for Declan Rice, you can pay 70 million for this guy and get him. And if you don't want him, get Ivan Toney for like 50 million. That's worth it. Like Solanke, That's a good signing, like for Tottenham. I think that's an upgrade. Like on their last season, they have a better team now than last season. So it's always looking how do you improve your team and how are you going to beat the best of the best. And remember also, Arsenal are competing in the Champions League. What happened against Bayern? They dominated possession, couldn't score a goal. And Bayern were not the Bayern of the past. Teams of Arsenal were better and they played better football. But where did they lose? They had lack of goals. So it's not just the Premier League. If you're going to compete on all fronts, and if Arteta doesn't win a trophy this season, of course there will be pressure on him. It doesn't mean he's not going to get sacked, but there will be pressure on him. So how will he get a trophy? How will he compete on all fronts? If you get squad depth, and I'm just saying striker is one player, but that's how you increase your squad depth by getting these players. Then you can play Gabriel Jesus in the FA Cup, Carling Cup. No problem. You can get him on second in the Champions League in the Premier League.
Yeah, to be fair to him, I mean, he did increase, like he did get Trossard. I think that was a good signing from Brighton. जो ले लेके आया, उसका impact तो भाई जो तरीके से उन्हें, he was becoming a super sub for them, coming, scoring a goal off the bench. I mean, he's done decent work, and then Declan Rice, that move. So I mean, that had a huge impact last season. We saw like what goals he was scoring. I mean, I mean, depth-wise, I get it in terms of the attacking front, maybe, but like defensively, he's done fine. But yeah, again, even a lot of people complained when he got Raya in, but I think that was also a good move now, considering like Ramsdale को तो बेचारे को sideline करे, but Ramsdale does tend to make mistakes. I mean, पीछे के हिसाब से ठीक करा, but it's just at front, and I think वही है कि भाई Jesus injured हो गया था last season भी, उधर उसको 6 weeks के लिए उन्हें out हो गया था, तो वो एक परेशानी हो गई थी. So I think not being able to have that striker throughout the season is probably impacting as an extra, not like because Howard is playing first time, but I still think like अगर आपका ये Jesus आ गया एक season भी दे दिया ना, that could also be enough to like overtake City. And I understand that from Arteta, like if he has pressure from above and they don't want to spend maybe on a striker up, and they're done with the business after Calafiori, so maybe then like Jesus has to really step up this whole season for them to redeem what he didn't do last season. Maybe that's the way that they're looking at it. But yeah, I mean, that's how Arsenal are shaping up. In terms of United, so we already got Rasmus Højlund injured. We've got apna jo 50 million signing euro injured. We've got Luke Shaw, who always gets injured. Like this guy has been a big problem. Like he's a good player, but he's not a consistent player. Like you haven't seen him throughout. Like I think last 3-4 साल में उसको एक पूरा सीजन खेलते हुए तो नहीं देखा मैं. उसके बाद आपका who else is injured, man? Like there's so many people. नामा भी याद नहीं आ रहा अब तो. I think Lindelof is on his way out. So yeah, I mean United not looking the best in terms of squad depth जो अपन mention करे, अपने पास भी थोड़ा कमी दिख रहा.
Yeah, but they've got backup defenders. I mean, Tillit is there. Mazraoui is also he's come into the team, so they've invested. I mean, the Euro thing is very
unfortunate. Yeah,
it's heartbreaking, man. Like that's very sad. Like I really was excited to see him play. लेकिन फिर वही
है, like Mbappe, man.
Yeah, I really wish he was. Part of the 11 today, and like at least in the first month we'd see him, but we have to wait 3 months for that. And again, they have to solve this issue. Injuries itne kyun ho rahe, kya ho raha, coaching mein kya ho raha, what's happening in the back room, what are the training procedures, why are these players not being able to maintain, why are they not playing with that level, why is Sancho ripping it up for Dortmund in the Champions League but not for United in the Europa League? These are questions that I need answers for this season. But like I don't have that many high expectations. Again, I know that like honestly, it won't be good enough if you don't make the top 4. The top 4 is what they should aim for this time, because you have to build somewhere, right? If I tell you win the Premier League, that's not realistic. But at least get top 4, play better football, win against the top 6 a bit more. That's what I want. And then if we get a trophy, we did get a trophy last year, but it was such a bad season still. So I think I want to see an improvement in football. And now he has his signings. उसके player उन्हें sign कर रहा Ajax के, या the players that he's played that have played under him. De Ligt, Mazraoui, all these guys have played with him. Like Martinez.
Anthony.
Yeah, you can make a whole Ajax 11. So I don't know what's exactly going to happen, but I mean my expectations are very low, and we'll just build from there. If they start off good today, at least we can win today. It will give some boost, but I won't be surprised if Smith Rowe or somebody comes, Jimenez comes and scores a couple of goals at Old Trafford.
Andreas, man, he's probably taking revenge from 2014. But like, I mean, Fulham is a very good squad. I mean, lightly to le nahi sakte bhai. They've got like Muniz, the last year ka surprise package tha. I don't know how he's going to perform this year. They've got ESR, like you mentioned. They've got a couple of decent picks actually. Robinson, goalkeeper behtrin hai, but like they've got a good team and thinking of United का वही है कि भाई it's again on Bruno. It's again like I don't have a lot of expectation from Rashford this season. From the left again cut in. We saw what he did in the Community Shield. चलो ठीक है आप बोल रहे हो Community Shield छोड़ दो मैं छोड़ दिया. Last season भी उतना great उसका touch नहीं दिख रहा था. This guy has been in the club since about 10 years now. And I expected to have like 130 goal season, probably 35 goal season by now, but वो हुआ नहीं अभी तक. So like आप फिर एम्बापे से कंपेयर करते थे उसको इससे करते करते लोग I mean generally but like वो हो रहा नहीं right and I'm it's like come to a point कि if he even had a good season this year and we still don't get anything I think वो जो profit आ सकता है उससे उसको लेके भेज डालो next year like if that's a big like he had a good season I don't see it happening consistently that much as I wish it would have yeah
no sorry
no, no you were saying something.
No, I was saying that I agree with that. Like, I mean, Garnacho is doing very well, but like their players like Rashford, Sancho, even Bruno, they need to take the game to the next level. Like, if
Anthony,
you have to be more. Yeah, Anthony, bro, I don't really think
he's gonna come into the goals. He said,
like if he does okay, but like I don't have expectation. I don't think he's that great. Like he's because he needs to improve on his right foot. If he can improve on that, then yeah, like. He has the he can score goals and everything. He could be a threat, but I don't know, man. I just don't rate him right now. Let's see. Like, but the players who have proven like in at times
different
that they do have even different clubs, even at United, like Rashford are crazy. The season we watched together in Dubai a couple of years ago after the World Cup, Rashford went mental. Like he was scoring Barcelona, Man City. Like he was going absolutely nuts. You remember that season, right? Like when they won the Carling Cup. But then what happened? The consistency these guys need to bring. They need.
Then again, the injury, then the discipline. Like there's a lot of things with this guy. That's the problem. And
yeah.
That's what मेरे को अहमद से ज़्यादा उम्मीदें हैं जो तरीके से उन्हें उसको जब मौका मिला लिवरपूल के अगेंस्ट गोल मारा Community Shield में created two crazy chances.
Is that enough to beat the go to City and dominate? Is that enough to go to Arsenal and dominate? It's not. I don't think like counter attack में आके मार देगा कभी in a big game or whatever like that. But is he your answer? Like how are you going to increase possession? How are you going to start dominating teams? And how are you going to break down teams who play a low block? Today you can play against Fulham, they're going to play a low block over there. How are you going to break that? Like yes, on the counter attack, Rashford, Amad Diallo, Garnacho also they are lethal. But like वो आपको like फिर क्या रहता है आपको एक दो chances मिलते हैं आपको game जीतना है उसमें against the big teams, which is high risk. Like you beat City in the FA Cup final and Liverpool, but the Liverpool game was very close, man. Like it went to extra time. You were down in extra time. That was very, very close. So like the margins are very fine when you play this type of football. When are you going to start playing football like Liverpool, Arsenal, City, where you're dominating teams?
Yeah, I mean, but with Ahmad, the only thing is for me, it's been a little unlucky. उसको बात करे कि लोन पे भेज दिए उसको they've not given him enough chances as they have given a Rashford. So I mean, वो हिसाब से अब Rasmus Højlund भी he's come in, but उसको feed करने वाले कोई है नहीं. I mean, at least Ahmad is one of that guys you see who's going to square the ball, or at least he's going to pass the ball. Like with Rashford, I don't expect him on the left to cut in and pass it to Højlund or cross it to Højlund. So वो भी नहीं रहा वो गेम के जहाँ पे आप crossing ability. अब Luke Shaw भी out है तो और भी crossing होने नहीं वाली ये साल. Dalot is probably the only output of crossing that I can see. Who will come and from a fullback position and try to overlap and probably do something. But उसके अलावा again, it's going to be difficult, like you mentioned. You're not going to be able to cut to cut, break through passes. ये वो ज़्यादा नहीं है. सिर्फ ब्रूनो ही क्या ऊपर अगर ब्रूनो भी उतना ऊपर खेला तो पीछे का काम फिर उन्हें भाग के आ जाता पीछे. So it's going to be again one of those seasons that you're going to question the changes probably. And if one of Dillet or Masraoui get injured, then again it's good. And Dillet has a bad record. Paul Scholes said something interesting as well. He said कि भाई इन्हें Bayern में एक गेम नहीं खेला, so like इधर क्या ही करेंगे आके.
Yeah, I mean his form when he was 19 years old, he was like the captain of Ajax. He looked like the next big thing and like incredible player. But then he went to Juventus and then Bayern, and uska career बहुत dip हो गया. A lot of injuries, not consistent. He became like the Dutch Harry Maguire. He wasn't like that. Lethal or anything like that. But एक ही चीज है कि like he played his best under Ten Hag, so maybe this can help. And then him, Onana, who played together. And Martinez, I think thoda sa you can get control because you're going to play out from the back. You need some control over there, and that understanding between those three. Hopefully, it can be good and I can work as a team. I'm tired of Lindelof coming in and Maguire coming in and like getting shaked up. Especially you need your again Martinez. I'm very worried, man. He's going to start, but then
how injury problem.
Yeah, so that's the problem, man. Casemiro. Another thing is Casemiro needed like a backup for him, 100%. He doesn't have the legs that he did when he was in Madrid. You need him to get. You need a backup so that when he comes off. You remember that transition, Casemiro to Camavinga in Madrid. We need that at United as well. I think we need somebody coming on the second half. We need a DM there who can play along Kobe Menu and as set Bruno free, make him play some attacking football. But yeah, I think you need to strengthen that area, get a
And
defensive backup for
and
Casemiro,
that
and
that
man.
yeah, and that's what I feel like. Maybe Mason Mount will be used again in a two role. Maybe he'll play like a replacement also for Bruno at times, like Bruno, and probably also as a replacement for Casemiro. Like वो होने वाला है मेरे को लग रहा है Casemiro injured हो गया तो इनेज खेल सकता है वो 8 position. Like I don't see anybody else being a 6 or 8, whatever you want to call it. Like I don't see anyone else playing that position apart from Mason Mount. Again, we know what happened last year. उन्होंने भी injured हो गया बढ़ गया था. This is the problem with United right now, that you have people who are like touch and go, if in like miss. So I mean we hit and miss, and अगर वो हो गया तो फिर again we're on to a bad start. But again थोड़ा positivity है. I just want Bruno Fernandes to shoot from outside. Whenever he gets a shot, just shoot it from outside. Like उसके ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा भरोसा है. Like as a player, as a captain, he's incredible. I think we've seen it in and out. Him signing a contract is like probably a good thing, that at least United have one more like this player, because he runs around the whole ground. He gives you everything on the table, and like wait, see. Apart from him, probably Ahmad is the most next time we're excited to see if he gets a proper whole season. I just hope we don't go ahead, sign someone at others को loan out कर दिया फिर कहीं तो भी भेज दिया. Like that'll be depressing. Already Mason Greenwood को तो खुदाफिज बोल दिया. That again is like one reason. Like Mason Greenwood अगर कभी वो चीज नहीं होती थी तो it would have been a different story. But yeah, I mean United, like you said, expectations are low. Probably another FA Cup or like a Carling Cup, whatever you want to call it. Carabao, it comes like somehow to us, and Premier League
what I want, like an ideal season. I mean, this is very sad I'm saying this, but like ideal season, I want like top four. Fourth place is fine, and Europa League. Like if you can get these two, then I'm happy with the season. That's my expectation. Like I mean, it's a very high expectation. I still feel, but like if we get that, it's really good. If anything less than that, like I'll be fine with it, but people won't be. Like it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be good enough.
देखो भाई, I think मेरे हिसाब से तो like जीत रही अपन. Nah, I'm just joking. I stopped following EPL long time ago, but I still check the score and go, bhai, you should follow EPL. I mean, if you like football, you'll enjoy it. I mean, again, it's hard, obviously. Week in and week out, आप देखते होंगे. I mean, I don't know how your schedule is, but yeah, it's always good to have like watch football and stuff like that. Alvarez, yes, he's out of Manchester City. He's gone to Atletico Madrid for 95 million, 75 million car deal with 20 million add-ons. It won't probably have an immediate impact because they've got Savinho, they've got like Foden probably playing the 10, and then you've got Haaland up there, you've got KD. Like they have backup. That's for Man City, and they've got Martinez. Both options here, udhar pura, pura ek alag level है. So I don't think it's gonna be a very impactful thing. Yeah, probably if Haaland gets injured, maybe like they probably want to be a striker replacement, but they still manage somehow. Like this team has loaded with people.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like I don't think Alvarez is going to miss him. They have always, even if Haaland doesn't play a few games, they have people who can come and score goals. So
yeah, they've got O'Reilly. They've got like they will miss Oscar Bob. So like yeah, just to shout out on City, Oscar Bob, man, he was looking good in the Community Shield and preseason. Bichara, it's so sad. Like uska leg jo injury ho gaya, usko 3 to 5 months he's out.
Oscar Bob, man, that's a big thing. And a lot of FPL managers were panicking at that time because everyone had him in his team because he was a good enabler. Like, and yeah, I thought he was going to play the first 3-4 games. So that's sad, man. फिर हो गया. मुस्तफा भाई beard पे ध्यान दो और health पे बहुत मोटे हो गए हो. Sorry, but it's true. Faiz भाई को देखो इतना healthy हो गया. मेरा shirt size तो वही. I don't know.
नहीं, मुस्तफा भाई is wearing. It's the color that bringing out his thing. He's not. I mean, I know Mustafa bhai, and he's not fat at all. Like he's lean. He's lean, man. He doesn't need a, like.
I don't.
No, I think it's just the shirt that making you look a little bulky. So that's it.
It's a medium size.
Yeah, no, stripes wise, when you look a little, you tend to.
Maybe the camera adds. मेरा weight तो उतना ही है, like एक आध किलो ऊपर नीचे हुआ होगा.
नहीं. I don't know. It's just वो होगा क्या? कभी water retain भी होता तो वो भी एक चीज़ है. We know that from Vinesh Pogart. But yeah, I mean, so yes, Oscar Bob again a very big miss. But yeah, it's going to be a good season, man. I hope it's good football more than anything. I mean, GA नहीं होना कि भाई top team जाके चिंदिया मार के चले आ रहे आगे. Like you want a good dramatic finishing, right? Like that's important in the Premier League. And मेरे हिसाब से like I hope that happened. Like you know Liverpool and City that finished on the last day, like वहाँ पे भी excitement था a couple of years ago, like when Liverpool just lost it in the end and then KDB scored for City. So that was okay. Also KDB, Mustafa, do you think he'll have an impact this season? Because like a lot of people are just like taking
When
it
if
lightly.
he's fit, yes. TK is probably not on like prime KDB, but again he has to just see how fit he is. Last time injury both the usko. Like, if he's fit, then yeah, whenever he plays, he'll have an impact. I think he's just world class player. If you just see his vision, the quality of balls that he puts in the box, his attacking ability. We saw in the Community Shield when it जब आ गया था last 2-3 minutes वहाँ पे भी chances create कर रहा था. तो I think he's a world class player and he'll definitely have an impact if he's playing. Whenever he plays, I think he'll have an
Then
impact.
there's that Chodu from Portugal, man. That guy is insane. Ball control. Bernardo Silva, like
Yes.
नहीं Bernardo Silva बोल रहा हूँ
Oh,
छोटू
Bernardo Silva,
कंत्री है यार उन्हें तो like he has next level ball control and you saw in the Community Shield he got a goal out. He did miss the penalty but भाई इसका अलग level है, brain अलग चलता है उसका. He finds crucial passes, good crosses. Haaland को feed करना है जबरदस्त आता है उसको. And again that's another replacement like you know for Alvarez. So his minutes because of Alvarez's exit also are like secured वहाँ पे. What team are you looking at like from the bottom end or top four को छोड़ के or something? Any other team that you're specifically looking out to see?
West Ham, 100%. I think I'm
Yeah.
excited to see them. Fulham, Crystal Palace, these three teams, I think they'll do well.
Crystal Palace का तो yeah subject to the you know people leaving वो देखना पड़ेगा.
Yeah, subject to the people leaving, but let's see if they can replace like Olise and these players as well. Maybe there's transfers coming in over there. Everton also because Sean Dyche, man, he did a crazy job last year.
Yeah,
The
वो तो
only-
कैसा करा भाई like two
They should
times.
have finished mid like 8th, 10th, like in the top 10 maybe, or maybe 10th, 11th. But because of the point deductions, they were in a relegation battle. And it's always a great atmosphere वहाँ पे Goodison Park में, like the fans come in numbers and very loud over there. And yeah, I like that manager. He's very defensive, but मजा आता. Like I like his interviews as well. His voice is unique. So Everton is a team that I also like, man, because they hate Liverpool, so do I. So we have that common bonding with Everton fans.
Yeah, they've got a couple of injuries as well. So I mean, थोड़ा tough start रहेगा उनके लिए, but hopefully they're on. आज press conference में तो he was saying it's gonna be all right. Like they're recovering well, so hopefully they come back. Defensive, I think उनके injuries हैं. But yeah, West Ham, man, the business that they did, they bought that guy Fulkirk. What's his name? Fulkirk, जो lit up the Euros with a couple of goals and stuff. So अब वो देखना पड़ता like international tournament मेरे हिसाब से अलग रहता, Premier League के वो में अलग रहता. Like some people shine in the international circuit but not necessarily in the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly. People have mixed reviews about him. Some people say it's a crazy signing because I mean, even in Dortmund he was really good. But I think थोड़ा सा adjust अगर हो गया चलती, then yeah, he could be a very good signing, man. Wan-Bissaka as well, like he's a solid signing. I think he's that West Ham type of player. He'll shine over there. Defensively तो उन्हें बहुत जबरदस्त है. Problem is going forward. So he should be fine, and he'll make that West Ham defense a bit stronger. Bowen, Mohamed Kudus, I think they have a good attack forming over there. So मजा आएगा. क्या वेट है आपका मुसा भाई एंड हाइट बताना प्लीज. आई थिंक वेट मेरा 75 है kg and height 5'11". 5'11", yeah. I'm not 6 foot.
I think आपका कैलोरी काउंट निकाल रहे शायद. I don't know. Fight weight age.
नहीं मैं ध्यान कर रहा हूँ. Like I play a lot of paddle tennis and
then it's just the jersey. I'm just telling you the color of the jersey वो और कुछ भी नहीं है.
I don't, yeah, like I didn't feel it, but you're saying that we'll work on it. Bhai, which one will you choose, Pakistan or Afghanistan apart from India?
For what? For
No.
For girls, for what? Like, you have to specify. What are you talking about? Like just खाना पीना क्या है आपका जो सवाल पे है like. But yeah, I mean it's going to like again like you said. मजा तो आने वाला है एंड आज शुरुआत है प्रीमियर लीग का. सो एवरीबॉडी एल्स हु वॉचेस प्रीमियर लीग अगर हमारे चैनल पे है यू कैन जॉइन अस फॉर वैंडर स्पर्स. मुस्तफा अगेन Dom Solanke is in there. What are your expectations from that guy from Bournemouth to Tottenham? I mean he done decently well. Honestly I'm also gonna give him a time. कभी वो मूव के साथ थोड़ा प्राइस जब आपका बढ़ता, थोड़ा आपकी वैल्यू बढ़ती होगा तो वहाँ पे असल आपको मालूम होता प्लेयर character and his ability. Like कभी थोड़े लोग हकला जाते हैं क्या रे इतना बड़ा प्राइस टैग है and stuff like that. So your expectation of Dom from Spurs?
I mean, if you look at it from a purely footballing point of view, it's a win-win for both, for the individual and the club. The club are getting a striker, and it takes the pressure off Son, it takes the pressure off Kulusevski, it takes the pressure off Madison. It gives them a target man, which they were missing after Kane left. So I think for them, it's a very good signing. And then from Solanke's side, he gets more service. He's in a better team. He's playing against world-class players, like I mentioned, Son, Madison, these guys. So I think it's a win-win situation. Footballing wise, of course, there are factors that could change things. Maybe form, maybe injuries, maybe like the pressure of a big club. All these things could have an impact. But I think if I'm just looking at it from the perspective before the season starts, I think it's a very good signing. And at least Spurs did that. Like they went. They needed a striker. They got the striker. The same thing what Arsenal should do, United should do. These guys have done it. So I think it's good.
Yeah, आज से आपको पूरा डाइट करा देंगे टेक अपडेट आज पूरा he's gonna give you the
No, and like don't worry, मैं personally ले रहा हूँ because a lot of people मेरे को criticize करते that I look malnourished. तो आप बोल रहे हैं like I like gained weight. That's actually a compliment that if I've gained weight, it's good because a lot of people
eventually like 2 घंटे में he lose it out because he's gonna play something now and then. He don't lose it out. But I mean, if you give a choice to select a country to tour, then which would it be, Pakistan or Afghanistan? I would go to Pakistan honestly because पहले तो लैंग्वेज बैरियर नहीं होगा मेरे को, उर्दू है, अफगानिस्तान में स्पीक आई थिंक पश्तो, एंड देन या खाना भी लजीज रहेगा दोनों जगह का, आई एम प्रीटी श्योर, बट लाइक इट विल बी इजी टू कम्युनिकेट एंड लाइक या आई मीन क्या हर जगह
I would go to both, man. Like
both exactly, yeah, रुज़ बुखारी भी है, बुलिया में वो भी है,
Kabuli pulao.
but yeah, I mean जा तो सकते नहीं, तो खैर ठीक है. दुबई चले आएंगे, उसमें कुछ भी नहीं, दुबई जाके दोनों से मिल लेंगे. But yeah, just all fun and games hopefully. But yeah, I mean, मुझे क्या बोलना है, like मेरे को तो I hope United do something.
The relegation battle, if I see the new teams, promoted teams, I just feel I think Leicester. Look, they've done well in the Premier League. They're the only team outside of like Man City and Chelsea to win the league, I think, in the last 10 years. So they are it's good to have them back, but I don't know if they will stay. Yeah, I just feel like if they're going to play expansive football over here, they will get found out. And Vardy is not he's not that Jamie Vardy of that time. It'll be interesting to see what signings they have, how they're going to take it. I think Ipswich have a decent chance of staying up, or even if they don't, they'll be like a Luton kind of team where I think they will impress us. Southampton, I don't have that many hopes, but again, I could be wrong. I don't know, man. I just feel one team from now, whether it's Wolves or whether it's Bournemouth or someone might go down, man. I don't know, because they're missing Solanke. Wolves also, like you said, Neto, Kilman, they're missing players who have left. So maybe Wolves go down, Bournemouth might go down, and maybe an Ipswich or a Leicester stay up.
Yeah, I mean, Ipswich manager, so he's been a former United staff, and like the guy killed it, right? He brought them back from promotion to the Premier League and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, it's good also अगर कोई नई टीम आए और थोड़े पुरानी टीम है जो चुप घस रहे, just holding on, and वो championship actually gives you the mentality to fight back. थोड़ा बहुत आप अपने आप को you can go back, learn a few things and come back. like अच्छा रहता है उसके लिए भी. But yeah, I think जैसा like Chelsea का क्या है, like Royal Rumble खेल ले सकते हैं उन लोगों के लिए.
Chelsea, man, मेरे को कुछ भी नहीं मालूम क्या होने वाला है. They can also get Osimhen right now. They have high quality players, but it's all it's jumbled up over there. Like a pura puzzle. The puzzle jigsaw pieces are all over the place. There is nothing fitting correct in that club. And despite the quality that they have, there is no rhythm, no system, nothing. So I don't know what to expect from them. They did finish above United last season. Towards the end, Palmer went crazy and they just killed it. But I don't know what's going to happen, man. Preseason was very poor from their perspective. And their owners are just playing Monopoly, man. And I don't think, it's not serious. I don't think it's the way Chelsea are playing. It's not,
under Abramovich, there was something else. They were forced, man. Like when alag level team thi, they bought some amazing managers, they bought some amazing players. जो उन लोगों का लेवल था, जो स्टैंडर्ड थी चेल्सी की, लाइक अब वो थोड़ा थोड़ा गिरने लग गई. अगर ये सीजन लाइक अगेन दे फिनिश लाइक इन shambles and stuff, then it'll be, I mean, clearly that guy should just sell the club if he's not interested in like the football side of it, rather than he's just interested in the business side of it. Then a lot of fans will probably start protesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and then but, like still like they have so many options. 50 players up. What is the? They need to first get the starting 11 right. Now they're getting a manager from the Leicester's manager, right? So they're getting a manager from the Championship. Will he be able to handle all these players, these egos on big contracts? And will he get the best out of them? Will he know which who to play? And when you have so many options, there will be pressure. Boss, मैं खेलूंगा. There will be a lot of pressure on him as well. So I don't know how he's going to handle it. I'm not convinced right now. I mean, wishing him the best, but even if he fails, it's not his fault. I think it's going to be the owners who will have to be blamed. And yeah, Chelsea need to restructure and just like first of all take out the dead weight, make trim the squad so that there is like a a reasonable amount of people, not an exodus, and then after that build a system, a style of football you want to play, and then back your players. I think right now
Yeah, I
it's
mean, so confusing, and like you mentioned, like if they lose a couple of games, imagine the players not playing, उसको जो eyes देंगे, उसको जो उसको पीछे बात करेंगे, like it's gonna just be more hostile for him, like, and I don't know वो situation में कैसा आप काम करेंगे, and it's just gonna get ugly अगर like you said, and जो भी लोगों को आप लोन पे भेजेंगे and stuff like that, then again like it's gonna be very hard. It's just like what I see it. कि आप इतने लोगों को ले लिए, अब आप उनको हल्लो हल्लो लोन आउट करेंगे, उनकी वैल्यू बढ़ गई, फिर आप उनको 10 के 20 में बेचना शुरू करके, that's how you make profit on this player, like that's how you're looking at it. अब Cole Palmer को भी they signed off like till 2033 if I'm not wrong,
9-year contract.
9-year contract, like what the hell is that? Like we've never heard these things in football. And yeah, but what about City, man? उसका भी financial fair play का decision रहने वाला है October
And
September
every year I hear that
every year, yeah.
you get a trophy, Liverpool will get a trophy, this, that, man, like just chalne to this. It's not in our hands, so I don't think anything will happen over there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
But the weaker teams will get affected, like Everton and Leicester have a points deduction possibly on their head as well. So
yeah.
That could be thing. For you, if you want to predict the young player of the year, who would you go with?
Young player of the year. I mean, can we still count Kobe Manu as it? I think we can.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I think Kobe.
He's
Kobe is
20.
gonna be it.
Gonna go.
Kobe might be it. For
That's a
you?
good shot. I think if I'm looking at it, I think
It would have been Oscar. It would have been Oscar Bob. I think for us, if
Yeah.
it would have. But like
No,
now,
I mean I like Garnacho, Kobe Manu shouts, but I'll go with Harvey Elliott. I think it's his time to shine now. He's had a good preseason, and he'll get more minutes with Liverpool not signing that many players. I think he'll get more minutes. He has a Champions League, Premier League, so Harvey Elliott is probably, if he's in that category, I think he'll be the young player. He could potentially go for the young player of the year. I'd go with
yeah,
Harvey Elliott from Liverpool, and then the Golden Boot.
Golden Boot.
Haaland. I don't know why you're thinking so much. There's no much to this Haaland.
Haaland to hai, but I'm just looking.
Yeah, Golden Boot means the highest scorer. Like who?
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that?
I know. Maybe Salah, if he comes back.
I mean, you can't go past Haaland, man. It's difficult. Isak and Watkins was close last time. Fair enough. So, could go with that.
I mean, Haaland अगर नहीं चला चलना मुश्किल है, नहीं चलना तो मुश्किल है, लेकिन फिर भी
नहीं चला, the only reason नहीं चला तो he's injured. Then you cannot do anything about that.
that's it.
And last year he missed quite a few games. You remember, like 1 or 2 months worth of games, and he still Golden
Yeah.
Boot.
Yeah,
That's
that was insane.
And then your top 4.
Ooh. Oh, for me, always United will be winning. But realistic रख देंगे, ये वाला realistic list अगर मैं रखा, तो yeah, I mean अभी based on the squad, let's say City, Arsenal, yeah, United, and probably like I'm probably looking at Spurs. Just
I would
putting them there.
probably, I'd go with Liverpool instead of United, but United can easily come. Like if Liverpool have a bad season with their first manager, then United can take that spot.
It's just like they don't have squad, and if 2-3 injuries बड़े हो गए, then
Yeah, that's true. Also, Newcastle is a good shot because they don't have Europe now, right? They don't have.
Yeah, they don't have Europe. और Gordon अगर चले गया तो थोड़ा and Trippier वो दो छटके पड़ने हैं अभी उनको.
If he goes, yeah, but they still have like solid team, man. Isak is crazy, and West Ham also I think have a chance.
Yeah.
Maybe not for top 4, but at least Europe, I think.
Yeah, West Ham.
Aston
Villa was
there,
decent,
yeah, Aston Villa is there as well. So I think it won't be easy. The top four is from third to eighth. I think Arsenal, City. A lot of people have locked them 1 and 2, 2 and 1, but after that, it's a bit unpredictable.
Yeah, I think like Spurs, given Ange's hunger for competition and the way he is as a manager, and बाहर का सुनता नहीं. I like this style of like handling the press, handling situations is very like crazy. I've never seen anyone handle it like that. Like he won't care. हाँ उन्हें बोल दिया, आप रेफरी दे दिया, मैं क्या करूँ? Like he's one of those guys. He doesn't wander much in the past. He looks what's in front of him. He looks at the opportunity that's not gone by, but right in front of him. So like I think in that aspect and getting in Solanke, Son agar he has one of those seasons where like now they probably won't have any disturbances during the
And to
season.
be
At least,
fair,
like,
they were the most attractive team in the first part of the
yeah,
season until the injuries kicked in. They were
yeah.
very entertaining in terms of
And
football.
then the combination with defense, Pedro Porro, Van der Ven, these guys are fantastic. I think Vicario is a decent
You just
keeper. I
need
know he
them
makes
fit.
a
The thing is,
yeah.
Udogi, if he gets injured, if Poro gets injured, if Van der Ven gets injured, Romero gets injured, वहाँ पे उन लोगों को मसला रहेगा. They need, because one guy gets injured and then the defense just gets pulled
And
apart.
And one thing that we've seen over the past years is like if some team has a proper core or at least 5 to 6 players of that system. I mean, Tottenham doesn't have a system, but at least to a team. Like you see, Son has been here for quite some time. You see, Kulusevski's been here for some time. Højbjerg has been here for some time. You know, अब आप उसको क्या है इसका नाम और दो तीन like Romero has been here for some time now. So like there are a few players now that are playing together for some time, and that always gives the team क्या बोलते हैं, more chemistry than the other teams. United now have two new players in the back. They have
Yeah.
a front में थोड़ा बहुत they're new to the system where Mount is going to come in and play. If you look at Liverpool, like they're in under a new manager, so this is where Spurs can actually have the upper hand मेरे हिसाब से, because they have 4 or 5 and Solanke is just going to play very actively, and they also have Richarlison. So they can actually, come. This is like again, like you every time say this is their probably best opportunity to, and they were top in the first 2 3 months of the last season. So I think yeah, Spurs can probably win that top for this year
I agree with you, man. They have a good chance, I feel.
because
I
their
think,
system and what we see with City, like they always have like 5 6 8 core players, and like that's what United also used to have. So I think वो Spurs का अगर आप factor लिए तो yeah, they probably have a decent shout for good yeah.
yeah, 100%.
Faiz, अरे रे, bro, man, that's wrong, man. Take up. I don't think you should call any country terrorism and stuff like that. Like there's no country called terrorism and something like that. Yeah, there are probably certain incidents that happen in each country, and the latter follows. Your second comment is the evidence that also we also have instances in our country. That doesn't make our country a rape country or something like that. Every place have bad people and good people, and I think we really need to just so you can't एक के बढ़ते पे आप पूरी कंट्री को आप भूल नहीं सकते, राइट? सो आई थिंक वो हिसाब दैट इज क्या बोलते हैं subject to each and every country. You can't point out one person and call the whole country that thing. I think we should show respect for every country, every nation, and every person on this planet. And yes, there will be bad people, which obviously they will have to, be punished and stuff. And hopefully justice prevails and stuff. But like, I don't accept कि भाई आप किसी को ऐसा बात बोलना and stuff like that. I don't. It doesn't sound good. Also, like I hope you understand where I'm coming from.
Well said.
Uh,
Before we wrap, let's do the predictions for this week.
this week,
Man United, Fulham.
Man United 2-0.
Yeah. Huh?
Man United 2-0.
2-0. I'll go 2-1 United. Liverpool, Ipswich. Ipswich, Liverpool.
Liverpool 5-0.
I think Liverpool 3-0. Arsenal, Wolves.
Ooh, that's a good match. But yeah, they've lost Neto, man. Shit. They have Kunye, but I still say like probably a 2-0 to the Arsenal.
I'll go 3-0 Arsenal. Everton, Brighton. Good game.
Everton, Brighton, good game. Everton a little weak, so maybe Brighton with their new attack, Joao Pedro, maintain these guys. Maybe I think Brighton will take it like a 1-0. Maybe. Yeah, Brighton.
I'll
will
go.
take it. Mitoma bhi hai. We actually forgot about that guy.
Yeah. Mitoma is there. Minte is there.
Yeah.
Barco is there.
बारकोला को तो क्या ले रहे पूरे बारकोला तो कहाँ से क्या आ गया
I'll go 1-1. Newcastle,
1-1.
Southampton.
Newcastle, man. Like no, Southampton they've done good in the championship. Rulo Armstrong का देखना है भाई, उसका तो बहुत hype चल रहा. I still give Newcastle the edge because of experience. 2-1, I think Newcastle. That probably be well.
I'm gonna go 5-0 Newcastle.
Uttabura, like Southampton, like they're not that. I don't know if they're that bad.
Whenever I think Southampton, I associate them with 9-0.
With Adam, yeah. Vicky Lambert, wala.
5-0 for Newcastle. I mean, I'm probably pushing it, but like, yeah, I'm going with that feel right now. Isaac and.
Yeah, I think when you're promoted and you're playing your first game, you're itching to prove. So that's where I'm going from. Like that's my thinking. Like Southampton.
I'm going from the other way, just completely opposite. You're coming into the Premier League and you're against your team who are hungry and who are. It's just a different perspective. Like I don't think it could go either way, but I'm gonna go 5-0. Now Nottingham, Bournemouth, Forest.
Nottingham, Forest, and Bournemouth. Good equal fixtures across पे, and like a lot of people have Morgan Gibbs White. Bournemouth have Philip Billing. But I still go Nottingham Forest maybe 1-0 maybe. I think Ilanga might score because I'm taking him.
Yeah, it's a good shout. I have him in my team as well.
I have him as well. Ilanga.
2-2. I'm going 2-2. I think Semenyo is also a good shout. People are usko avoid kar rahe, but he's a good shout because now there's no.
Semenyo looks like that. Semenyo looks like that guy from. याद है ना एक celebration करता था पूरा.
Yeah. The cat guy. Nottingham Forest, 2-2. I think Semenyo again. He's going to be on set pieces. A good pick. Agar if you want fantasy, someone differential is a good pick because there's no Solanke. He'll be in attacking positions. He'll have goal scoring opportunities and set pieces. So I think it's
100%.
Oh, this is a very good game tomorrow. Last West Ham Aston Villa.
Defensively, West Ham is good. Attackingly, they're good. They're missing Musa Diaby. I'm gonna go with 0-0. I think a draw. 0-0.
It's a tough game. I'll go 3-2 West Ham. But like Villa are really good as well, so like it could be a draw. Or Villa can win also. That's a good game. Brentford Crystal Palace. Where's Tony is gonna play? If Tony's playing, then I'll give Brentford the edge. Otherwise,
Tony's going to play, right? His ban is lifted, so he's going to play. He's not injured as well, and he played the Euros and he came back fit. So I think he'll be playing.
I'll go 2-1 Brentford.
Brentford versus Palace. Crystal Palace. Palace को तो बहुत चढ़ा रहे ये season. Maybe I'll just give Mateta 2-1. Mateta. Take that.
2-1 Mateta. Chelsea, Man City.
Chelsea. I think we'll obviously go with 4-0 City. Haaland hat-trick first day of the game.
Yeah, okay, let's go with that. I'll go with that.
We don't know what you can expect with Chelsea, man. Like it's gonna be hard.
Leicester Tottenham is the last game on Monday.
Leicester Tottenham maybe 3-0 Solanke and Son maybe that combo.
I'll go 4-2. I think like Tottenham maybe if they leak. You never know, they can leak, man. Like with Spurs, but 4-2 Tottenham. I'll go with that. But I see them scoring a lot of goals tomorrow. So that pretty much wraps up our predictions and big game today. Manchester United. Finally, football is back. I'm very excited. So and I'm sure a lot of people are excited. We have something to look forward to now, especially on weekends.
Like I was waiting for this and it's finally here. अभी Olympics देख लिए, Euros देख लिए, but वो Premier League की feel अलग रहती. I know a lot of people still say, "अरे La Liga के टीमा better रहते देखो champion." I mean, entertainment wise मैं बोल रहा हूँ Premier League obviously any day. Like I mean, देखो भाई Vinicius Mbappe आए तो फुट जाती सबकी like obviously.
It is good like to have football back. I think like I mean you can watch all the leagues, right? Like now La Liga will start next week. You got the Saudi League.
Saudi League, baby. That's what it is.
You got the Italian League. But yeah, Premier League, so everyone watches, so it'll be fun. I think the way they broadcast it also, the atmospheres are incredible.
And that FPL aspect as well, right? That kicks in.
And also, like, the thing is in England, if you see cricket and football, right, it's always full. Like, my dad kept asking me, why is it full England West Indies test match? Why is it full? Like, England, Sri Lanka, why is it full? But they love their sports. In England, and like if you go to like if you ever have the chance to go to London, Manchester, like these are the only cities I went to, but like even if you go like Birmingham, Newcastle, the amount of time they take in speaking about sport, particularly football and then cricket, is next level, bro. Incredible. Like from from managers, consultants to taxi drivers to waiters, waitresses, family members. I have like family over there, like cousin, like I have cousins in America, I have cousins in England, I have cousins in Saudi and India, right? England is the only place where like the families that I have, like the cousins that I have, their whole family, the mother, the father, the daughter, the son, they all play FPL. Imagine, they all play FPL, and they like
I think वही है कि it's
जो भी gender हो, they all, and the amount of knowledge that they have, it's far superior than
and
like
I think it's that's what it is, right? I think it's like a generational thing. Like,
yeah, they love it, bro.
like unke father, unke grand, they saw everybody do the same thing, and it's still continuing. Like football, देखना, go to the games, support your local. And वो best चीज England में मेरे को वही दिख रही है, support their local heroes. Like,
yeah,
they don't change just because it's like बड़ी team कौन सी है, like India. Like they don't do that. अरे मैं दिल्ली का हूँ लेकिन मैं RCB का support करूँ, So it's like, I think that's what I really enjoy about England. Like Yorkshire है, Lancashire, वहाँ जाके county matches भी देखते भाई, और वो second tier, third tier उतना ही seriously देखते और उतना ही seriously लेते. So I think वो चीज बहुत impact करती कि भाई वो जो आप बचपन से देखते your grandfather, your father and you, and then eventually जो भी generation succeed करेंगे आपको, and वो following, वो passion, you pass it on somewhere, and yeah, I think it's eventually now you talk to a 80-year-old guy like you're saying in England, he'll still know football and like he'll talk about it. So like that's just crazy. And that's like also something that I would look forward to do sometimes.
It's like you can time pass with anyone over there because we also like it, right? Like if it was somebody who doesn't like sports, then okay, fine. But we love sports, so then when you interact like people like with strangers over there, the first topic that comes to my mind is sport, and it's just crazy that they have a lot of, and they're not. Actually, it's really good knowledge. Like they're very into it and they're very passionate about it. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, one thing I forgot to ask before we leave about Cole Palmer. What are your expectations of him?
Yeah, I think he'll score.
He'll score, huh? I think he can also be the young player of the season, right? Like I think he's still young now.
Yeah. Cole Palmer is a fantastic player. I mean, it depends on who else they sign in this transfer market. But also, I'm not sure how the manager is going to use him. That's the only thing. Like under Pochettino, he had a free role. यहाँ पे उसको free role because this guy's a bit more strict. He's like defensive minded as well. Like I don't know what kind of role will he ask him to track back. Will he give him a free role? That's also a thing that we'll have to look at. But just looking at the season that he had, I'm expecting him to keep going, like keep pushing. Him, Kobe Mainoo, Garnacho, Saka, all these guys, the young talented players, I expect them to improve and take it to another level if they don't get injured.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's gonna be. But yeah, the season is back, and hopefully we will also be back with you guys for the the review of the first game week as well, and anything that has fallen in the cricket category, वो भी हम लोग cover करेंगे. But obviously, it's always good to go, watch other sports and learn about other sports as well. And luckily, अपन football तो काफी time से देख रहे, so इतना ज़्यादा learning curve नहीं है इसमें. But you obviously come to know about different players, like Ipswich के players, Southampton के players, Leicester के players. ये सीजन में नए रहने वाले हैं, तो उन लोगों के क्या and there's always an opportunity of things turning around. Maybe you might see like a top tier club or like a mid-table club go into relegation and that battle as well. So yeah, I mean, it's all gonna happen from today. I think first game start at 12:30 India time, and yeah, if you bring FPL, then 11 o'clock India time is the deadline for that FPL, and that's some reminder for me as well that I have to also sit and lock in my team. But thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you Tech Update. Thank you Karthik Bhai. Thank you whoever else for the first comment. I forgot.
Thank you.
And yeah, so I'll see you very very soon, everybody, and have a good rest of the evening.
See you.